So, why would you want to make your own game engine? Well, there are three reasons. The first one is that it teaches you a lot, like a big fat lot. You will learn a lot about math and physics. For example, you will finally apply your knowledge about matrices and vectors if you even had any before, bruh. And mainly, you will get to know how games or any real-time rendering works under the hood. The second reason is that it's pretty good project to my portfolio, because I always wanted to make games, but then I realized that what I love about the games and what's really interesting to me isn't the core gameplay itself, but the graphics and how some 3D world can exist in your computer. It's just insane. And so I decided that I would love to have a job where I would be working on these low level graphics features. For example, I would be a part of a game engine development team in some studio. And what's better project to your portfolio than your own game engine? And the third reason is that it's just a flex. Like, how many people in real life do you know that build their own game engine? For me, it's zero. And after I finish it, it will still be zero, but at least my friends can say one. I mean, they're so lucky that they have this nonchalant, good-looking, smart, tall friend like me. And what am I using to make my engine? Well, I'm using C++, aka Sigma programming language. And as graphics API, I'm using OpenGL because it's supported by almost any device, and for beginners in graphic programming it's also the easiest one. But when I will have a good grasp of OpenGL and graphics in general, I would like to continue with learning Vulkan, which is way harder but most modern and faster if you can write code with it. So what can my engine do now? Well, I'm currently working on it for 3 months, and sometimes I just leave it for like few days or week without any changes, because I'm kinda lazy like you when you are trying to find a job. So now I can do pretty basic stuff like making a cameras, loading and rendering models, lighting, and to be more specific, tongue lighting. Then of course transformations like translation, rotation and scaling of models, but it still can scale that big like your mom. I know, your mom jokes in 2025 kinda cringe, but I still had to say it. And then my newest feature, ECS. If you don't know what's that, just read this crap. Nah, okay, now seriously. It's basically software architecture pattern made of three things: entities, components, and systems. Entities are just IDs, for example, entity player with ID 5. Then components are some kind of containers of data that are linked to that specific entity with its ID, like transformation component, which holds data of position, rotation, and scale. Only data, no logic, because that's where the systems come into game. Systems are just basically functions that operate on these components' data. For example, rendering system that takes a look what transformation does our entity player has, and based on that it renders our entity. And with this approach, everything is nicely separated and flexible, because when we want to make some new feature, we don't have to write new method to each class. We just write new component with our data and then system that will work with that. Plus, your entity is just using what it really needs, and it doesn't have additional features you don't need, because you specify which components your entity has. Unfortunately, it still can do shadows or physics and many other stuff, but I will be working on that and share this whole experience with you here on my channel. So you better subscribe to my channel so you don't miss other videos, like you missed that chance with that one baddie that was 10 out of 10. And I would also appreciate if you would give thumb up to this video and write some comment if you want.